back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the scandalous drama brewing in Genoa City, where secrets never stay buried for long and rivalries always ignite the screen. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let us unpack the explosive tension that is about to tear through the Newman family. The atmosphere inside the shadow room is about to shift from a chic, sophisticated nightclub vibe into an absolute war zone, and the casualties are going to be devastating. We are standing on the precipice of a massive emotional explosion as the fragile dynamic between Noah Newman, Sienna Bacall, and Audra Charles finally reaches a boiling point. For weeks, the tension has been simmering just beneath the surface, a toxic cocktail of lingering feelings, unspoken resentments, and dark secrets. Now, that tension is about to spill over into a public, high-stakes confrontation that threatens to destroy relationships and expose the darkest corners of these characters' pasts. The impending clash is not just a simple lovers' quarrel. It is a battle for territory, for influence, and for survival in a city where weakness is immediately exploited. The drama ignites during what is supposed to be a peaceful, nostalgic moment between Noah and Audra. The two of them find themselves alone, reminiscing about their shared history in the vibrant, eclectic art scene of London. It is a conversation steeped in mutual understanding and a shared passion that predates all the current chaos in Genoa City. As they talk about art, inspiration, and the days before their relationship fractured, the walls between them begin to lower. In a move that is as calculated as it is seemingly innocent, Audra reaches out and places her hand gently over Noah's hand. It is a lingering, intimate touch that speaks volumes, a silent reminder of the profound physical and emotional connection they once shared. Audra knows exactly what she is doing. She is testing the waters, seeing if the spark that once consumed them can be reignited with a simple, familiar gesture. Watching from the shadows, hidden just out of sight, is Sienna Bacall. For Sienna, seeing Audra intimately touch the man she loves is the equivalent of a physical blow to the chest. Sienna has been battling her own deep-seated insecurities ever since she arrived in Genoa City. She knows that she comes from a dark, gritty background in the Las Vegas underworld, a stark contrast to the polished, cosmopolitan elegance of Audra Charles. Sienna has been hyper-vigilant, constantly analyzing every interaction Noah has with his former flame. Seeing Audra place her hand on Noah is the ultimate confirmation of Sienna's worst fears. Audra is not just lingering around the shadow room for business. She is actively launching a covert campaign to steal Noah back. The visceral reaction Sienna experiences is overwhelming, driving her out of the shadows and straight into the line of fire. Unable to contain her boiling jealousy and righteous indignation, Sienna waits for the perfect moment to corner Audra in private. When she finally pulls Audra aside, the confrontation is immediate and electric. There is no pretense of civility between these two women. They are two apex predators circling the same territory. Sienna launches into a furious tirade, accusing Audra of blatantly disrespecting her relationship and actively trying to seduce Noah right under her nose. Sienna demands that Audra back off, making it crystal clear that she sees right through Audra's sophisticated facade. The verbal sparring is intense, with both women refusing to yield a single inch of ground. It is a masterclass in psychological warfare, a battle of wills where every word is designed to inflict maximum emotional damage. Audra, never one to back down from a fight, meets Sienna's fury with icy, calculated precision. Instead of defending her actions, Audra goes straight for the jugular, weaponizing the darkest chapter of Sienna's recent past. Audra looks Sienna dead in the eye and points out that Sienna is the last person who should be talking about protecting Noah. With brutal honesty, Audra reminds Sienna that it was her toxic connection to the psychopathic Matt Clark that brought mortal danger to Noah and the entire Newman family. Audra twists the knife, highlighting the kidnappings, the explosions, and the sheer terror that Matt Clark inflicted on Genoa City, all because of his obsession with Sienna. Audra positions herself as the stable, rational choice for Noah, painting Sienna as a chaotic liability who nearly got the man she claims to love killed. It is a devastatingly low blow designed to trigger Sienna's deepest guilt and insecurity. But Sienna is a survivor, and she knows how to fight dirty when backed into a corner. Refusing to let Audra win the psychological upper hand, Sienna launches a counterattack that completely shatters Audra's smug composure. Sienna brings up Los Angeles. She explicitly mentions the deeply buried secrets that Audra thought were hidden forever, hinting at the massive financial scandals and the dark, twisted history involving Holden Novak. Sienna reminds Audra that she knows exactly what kind of ruthless, unethical lengths Audra will go to in order to secure power and wealth. By bringing up the LA secrets, Sienna is subtly reminding Audra of the anonymous dossier that recently ruined Audra's reputation with the Shadow Room Board, a dossier that Sienna herself compiled and leaked. Sienna makes it abundantly clear that if Audra wants to play a game of mutually assured destruction, Sienna is more than ready to push the button. Right as the tension between the two women reaches an absolute crescendo, the universe intervenes in the form of Noah Newman. Noah walks in on the confrontation, immediately sensing the toxic, suffocating atmosphere in the room. Before Audra can even formulate a response to Sienna's threats, Sienna takes control of the narrative. Driven by a desperate need to mark her territory, Sienna speaks on Noah's behalf, forcefully declaring that Noah has absolutely no interest in whatever romantic or professional propositions Audra is trying to offer. It is a bold, possessive move that immediately puts Noah in an incredibly uncomfortable position. Noah, exhausted by the constant drama and completely unaware of the true depths of the manipulation surrounding him, demands to know what is going on and why the two women in his life are tearing each other apart in his club. This is where Audra Charles truly shines as a master manipulator. Without missing a beat, Audra seamlessly pivots her demeanor, dropping the venomous hostility she just displayed towards Sienna and adopting a mask of cool, professional innocence. Audra looks at Noah with wide, earnest eyes and completely deflects Sienna's accusations. She plays it off as if Sienna is acting entirely unhinged and paranoid, acting as though her interaction with Noah was nothing more than a platonic, friendly moment between two old colleagues reminiscing about art. Audra masterfully gaslights Sienna in front of Noah, making Sienna's explosive jealousy look completely irrational and unfounded. By taking the high road, Audra manages to plant a seed of doubt in Noah's mind about Sienna's emotional stability, silently reinforcing her earlier point that Sienna is nothing but chaotic drama. However, the fallout from this confrontation does not end with Noah, Sienna, and Audra. Watching this entire explosive exchange from a distance is Holden Novak, and what he sees sends a cold shiver of pure panic down his spine. Holden is already carrying an unbearable psychological burden. He is harboring the devastating secret that he accidentally killed an art dealer in Los Angeles, a crime that was covered up with hush money and Audra's direct involvement. Seeing Audra recklessly stirring the pot and engaging in a screaming match with Sienna terrifies Holden. He knows that Audra is a magnet for trouble, and he realizes that her escalating feud with Sienna could easily result in their shared Los Angeles secrets being dragged into the unforgiving light of day. Holden's entire new life in Genoa City, his fragile connection to the Winters family, and his freedom are all hanging by a thread, and Audra's arrogance threatens to cut it. Driven by sheer desperation, Holden waits for an opportunity to corner Audra away from the prying eyes of the club. When he finally gets her alone, Holden confronts Audra with a fierce, quiet intensity. He pleads with her to stop making waves, warning her that her petty jealousy over Noah Newman is going to bring the authorities crashing down on both of their heads. Holden demands that Audra lay low and stop provoking Sienna, fearing that Sienna will dig too deep and uncover the truth about the dead art dealer. But Audra, completely blinded by her own ego and her desire to win at all costs, dismisses Holden's concerns with a wave of her hand. Instead of taking responsibility for the risk she is creating, Audra shifts the blame entirely onto Sienna, telling Holden that Sienna is the real problem and the only threat they need to worry about. Let us be completely honest about Sienna Bacall for a moment. As much as we can sympathize with her traumatic past and the horrors she endured at the hands of Matt Clark, Sienna is operating from a place of profound dishonesty. She is projecting her own immense guilt onto Audra. Sienna knows deep down that Audra is right. She did bring a monster to Genoa City, and Noah almost paid the ultimate price for it. Furthermore, Sienna is playing an incredibly dangerous game by hiding the fact that she was the anonymous source who leaked Audra's financial scandals to the board. Sienna is acting like the righteous, devoted girlfriend, but she is manipulating Noah's professional life from the shadows. Her jealousy is not just about love, it is about control. And her desperate need to maintain that control is blinding her to the fact that she is becoming just as manipulative as the woman she despises. When we look at Audra Charles, we see a woman who is fundamentally incapable of accepting defeat. Audra is a shark who must constantly keep moving forward, consuming everything in her path to survive. Her interest in Noah is undoubtedly rooted in some genuine past affection, but it is heavily tainted by her insatiable need to win. Audra cannot stand the fact that Noah chose someone like Sienna over her, and her lingering touches and calculated conversations are designed to prove to herself that she still holds power over him. Audra is playing with fire by taunting Sienna, completely underestimating the lengths a desperate woman will go to protect her territory. Audra's arrogance is her fatal flaw, and her refusal to listen to Holden's very real warnings proves that she believes she is untouchable, a delusion that will inevitably lead to her downfall. Then there is Noah Newman, a man who is tragically blind to the machinations of the women he loves. Noah has a deeply ingrained savior complex, a persistent need to rescue women who come with dark, chaotic baggage. He wants to see the best in Sienna, just as he once wanted to see the best in Audra. But Noah's desire for peace makes him willfully ignorant of the psychological warfare happening right in front of him. He is constantly caught in the crossfire, refusing to see that both Sienna and Audra are using him as a pawn in their own power struggles. Noah's inability to draw firm boundaries and his tendency to avoid conflict are only enabling the toxic dynamic between these two women, and he is setting himself up for a massive, heartbreaking betrayal when the truth about Sienna's anonymous leak finally comes to light. Finally, we have to look at the tragic position of Holden Novak. Holden is a man drowning in a sea of secrets. He has just discovered the earth-shattering truth that Neil Winters is his biological father. He is dealing with the emotional weight of Malcolm Winters' severe illness. And now the ghost of a dead Los Angeles art dealer is threatening to destroy his freedom. Holden is a victim of his own past mistakes, but he is also a victim of Audra's reckless ambition. He is tethered to a woman who cares more about winning a petty romantic rivalry than she does about keeping them both out of federal prison. Holden's desperation is palpable, and you can see the walls closing in on him as he realizes that he cannot control Audra, making him a ticking time bomb waiting to detonate in the middle of Genoa City. Looking ahead, it is completely inevitable that this fragile house of cards is going to collapse in spectacular fashion. The truth about the anonymous dossier is going to come out, and when Noah discovers that Sienna was the one who actively sabotaged his club and ruined Audra's reputation behind his back, it will shatter his trust in her completely. Audra's relentless provocation will force Sienna's hand, leading to the explosive revelation of the Los Angeles secrets. Holden will find himself dragged down by Audra's hubris, and the cover-up of the art dealer's death will send shockwaves through the Winters and Newman families alike. Noah will be left standing in the wreckage of another failed relationship, forced to realize that the women he tries to save are the ones who ultimately destroy his peace. This love triangle is a masterclass in manipulation, jealousy, and the destructive power of buried secrets, and you will not want to miss a single second of the fallout. Make sure you hit that share button and drop your thoughts in the comments immediately to tell us whose side you are on in this epic battle between Sienna and Audra.